join me, St Anthony's manager Martin Montgomery after today's opening game in the West of Scotland Football League 3rd Division where we've lost 1-0 to Easterhouse. Martin, what was your thoughts on the game today?
Disappointed obviously with not taking anything out of it, Martin. I thought, well, if you've seen the game yourself, first half, you know, we create 3 or 4 really clear-cut chances and we don't take any of them, and then you know that wee spell's coming at some point, and then it comes with Easterhouse get that wee spell in the last sort of 5-10 minutes of the first half, and a couple of corners, and then my biggest fear the day was losing a goal was going to be I felt for set pieces, and in the second phase I play for a corner and they nick in at the back post, and fair play to them, they take the chance and they go in 1-0 up. Second half I felt we started to tire a wee bit. You know, I'm not making any excuses, but the way the squad was looking last night to the day, we had to do a lot of scrambling this morning with 2 or 3 late omissions of really big influential players. And as the second half wore on, we tried a couple of different things, changed the shape a couple of times, done anything we could to get back into the game, and there was moments where we were getting ourselves into dangerous areas of the park, but we just couldn't really find that cutting edge to try and get ourselves back into it. And I think second half we don't create anywhere near enough clear cut in comparison to the first. You can maybe call it a wee bit of a game of 2 halves, but if I'm honest, and I know it means nothing new, I think if you look over 90 minutes, nobody could have had any complaints if we came away with something today. Sadly we haven't, and it's an opportunity missed, but listen, it's one game and there's another 29 to go, so we're not going to hit any panic buttons yet, and if there's any positives to take, it's that we gave a really good account of ourselves there. I felt there was a wee bit of heart and a wee bit of digging desire that to be honest I felt we were lacking last year. And as I says to you already, the big thing is that we've got 2 or 3 we're sort of biggest and most influential players to come back into the squad next week for the Port Glasgow game. So we'll go into training on Monday night, we'll work hard, we'll have a wee look at a couple of things on the video, and we'll get ourselves ready to go again on Saturday.
And touching on the squad, obviously there's been a complete overhaul of the squad there this season, the close season.
Yep.
How do you think that's went so far?
Well, listen, it's been frustrating at times, Martin, I'm not going to lie, but it was completely, I knew it was going to be this way, you know, for day dot. We're well aware of the parameters that we need to operate within in terms of the recruitment, and I'm fine with that, but it does mean that we've got to be a wee bit more patient than maybe some other clubs have got to be in terms of, you know, what we can offer, and we find ourselves in a position where we'll maybe get players in that we're keen to get on board, but they've maybe get 1 or 2 other teams sniffing around about them, and we're not in a position where we can force our hand too much. We've sort of got to allow that to sort of fizzle out to a natural conclusion. What I would say to you is we've managed to get 1 or 2 in that for us at a club and where we're at the new have been massive catches for us. And I hope to have another 1 or 2 in over and above that. But the other thing I would say, Martin, and it might be a wee bit different from how maybe some other managers look to operate, but everybody I've spoken to about coming into the club, I've made one thing crystal clear. I'm not going to twist anybody's arm. I'm not going to try and overly force them to come in. I want a squad of players that I know 100% want to be at this club and want to be part of this project. And I want to look around my changing room and see 18, 20 guys who are there to fight tooth and nail for the team. So, in that respect, I think it's worked fairly well. And listen, we've got 1 or 2 in and 1 or 2 have slipped through the net, and that was always going to happen. But if I'm honest, I still think we're very much still in a building stage the new, and that's going to continue to be the case for the next number of weeks.
And back to McKenna Park for the opening game of the season next week against the Port. How are we going to prepare for that one?
The same as always, Martin. We'll get another week under our belt this week. You know, I've only really felt sort of midweek there that, you know, that we've sat down and we've had conversations with certain players, and 1 or 2 we've sort of moved on for one reason or another, and we've finally managed to get 1 or 2 to put pen to paper. So up until sort of the start of the week there, I've not even really felt that I've known what my squad was yet. Knew that that's becoming a wee bit more clear, and the boys that we had here the day, it was obviously an incredibly young side there out there the day, and I was always going to go with youth, you know, in terms of the players that I felt were good enough. But there was one or two sort of older, more experienced heads missing the day who would have played a big part in the game had they been here. But in terms of preparation, we'll get the guys back in. As I say to you already, we'll sit down, we'll have a look at the one or two things that we feel that we could have done better. We'll work hard in training, fitness on Monday, you know, sort of more shape in match preparation on Thursday. And we'll look to go and hit the ground running and go and try and get 3 points next week at McKenna Park.
Magic. Well, thanks very much, Martin.
Thanks, Martin. All right, cheers, mate. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, let's go.